Hey everyone! Got Mindy and Catherine here with Cactus Kids Art Studio, and today we are celebrating St. Patrick's Day, so we are going to be doing a fun Shamrock activity. And if you saw in our Facebook group, there's a little Shamrock scavenger hunt that you can do. So if you are taking some time, go get your kids out of the house, go for a walk today, look for shamrocks around. So if somebody has maybe a door hanger or a garden flag or something that's St. Patrick's Day, count how many shamrocks you can find. But today we're going to paint a shamrock so that you can stick it up on your door or window, so that if somebody else is looking for shamrocks, they can count the one that's at your house. So in art, we talk a lot about how most things start with shapes. So maybe if you're drawing like a dog, the dog would start with a circle for the head and an oval for its body. Yes. And for a shamrock, if you look at them, if you look at it up close, the leaves on a shamrock are shaped like a heart. So we are doing hearts for our leaves, and we're gonna make a little clover. So I posted, you can make your own heart, you can draw it however you want. If you just wanna print off one, I put it in the comments on my post this morning that you can just print off the heart and cut it out. But that's gonna be our basis for our shamrock. And we're just gonna trace, I'm gonna do a 3-leaf shamrock because that's usually what you see. You can do a 4-leaf if you want, but this heart is better for a 3-leaf. And I also put in there a small one. If you wanna do multiple shamrocks, maybe you have a big one and a small one. That's why I put the small one on there. But basically it's just this, it's just a heart that you can cut out and trace this. So Catherine's gonna help us today. She's super excited. But we are just gonna start by tracing our hearts on here. So I'll turn the camera down and you can just kind of follow along. We've got construction paper. I'm gonna use yellow, she's using white. We're using craft paint. So basic craft paint. You can use whatever you want. If you want to paint, if you want a watercolor, markers, crayons, whatever you want to use to color your shamrock, it does not matter. But we're using craft paint today. Yep. So Catherine's gonna go ahead and start. I only made one heart, so she's gonna use it first, and she's gonna trace it onto her paper. And we are not very good at celebrating St. Patrick's Day. She's wearing a green rubber band in her hair. And she says, I have green on my skirt. I'm wearing my crazy art teacher shirt because our teachers have crazy shirts. Are you gonna do 3? So we're just gonna put one in the middle, and then the next heart is gonna just kind of line up with the sides there to make the second leaf. I don't have erasers. No, just keep going. And we are celebrating spring break this week, but we are not really doing anything now because everybody's trying to not go out. So we're hanging out, and we'll probably go for a walk this afternoon and do our little shamrock scavenger hunt in the neighborhood. We talked about maybe doing some hikes.
No.
The kids don't like going hiking. But it's a good way to get outdoors, and we live right next to the Dean Hills, so it's easy access for us to go on a hike.
Okay, how do you make, and then you have to make a stem.
All right, so she's got her 3 shamrocks, or her 3 hearts on there, and I already have mine drawn on mine. So,
how do you make the stem?
Oh, if you want to make a stem, it's just a, it just comes off kind of like this. Usually gets thicker at the bottom, and then you can kind of curve the bottom. And I don't know if you can see, I've got hearts on mine, but it's pretty light on here. So anyway, we're just gonna start painting. So I'm obviously gonna do green. And I'm gonna start with kind of a brighter green. And I like to put different shades in mine. So I put on my plate a kind of a more sage green. I put some yellow on there. If you have a green and you want to make it lighter, if you do white with it, it makes it mint green. So adding yellow to your green makes it a light green instead of a mint green. So always, if you're using green and want to make it lighter, add yellow to it, because green is made up of blue and yellow. And so those are the colors you would want to add if you're changing your shade of the green. So I just am kind of carefully outlining the outside of my shamrock. And if you turn your brush sideways, if you have a flat brush, it makes it easier to outline. But once you have the outline on it, then you can easily just fill in the middle. It's always the easiest way to make it look pretty. So then you can just quickly just fill it in.
I only got my first one.
That's okay.
Oh, it takes a long time.
And I was thinking yesterday what things we want to do this week. Kind of making a list of what activities to do on here. And I was trying to figure out, it's like Easter's coming up, maybe we'll do some Easter eggs.
Hey, didn't we do like a basket?
And then I realized that it was going to be St. Patrick's Day today. I hadn't even thought about it. I was like, it's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. We got to do a shamrock. So we got to celebrate our St. Patrick's Day. We are not Irish, so.
My friend,
not on the top of my mind.
Michaela's Irish.
Michaela's Irish?
And so is my friend Gabby.
Cool. She's got Irish friends.
No, literally, Gabby was born in Ireland.
She was born in Ireland. That's fun. All right. So I'm just going to go through, I've got everything green now. I'm just going to go through and put some different shades in there because I can. If you have different shades of green, go for it. If you don't, it's totally fine too. I'm just doing it because it just makes it more fun. Put different colors in it, brighten it up. A little yellow. Maybe put some stem in there, some center vein in there. And you can even do some white if you want to do white is kind of a highlight. So if you want it to look like it's kind of got some highlights with the light shining on it, you can add a little white to it.
Mom, how are you done so quickly? I'm only on my second one.
That's okay.
It's not very good.
All right.
Wait.
So that's basically what I've got. Some other things that I was gonna do. You can paint the background if you want. I did mine on yellow paper, so I'm not gonna paint my background, but I am going to write the word lucky on there. That's what I'm gonna do. So I've got some markers here. I'm just gonna do it down here at the bottom because we want to be lucky today.
You don't want to be pinched.
I'm gonna do Lucky.
The boys are playing very, very loud.
That's right. And I do not have pretty handwriting. I usually, if I'm doing something fancy, I print it off in a font that I like and then trace it on there because I don't
Have good handwriting.
I don't have good handwriting.
Lucky.
And since I've got,
Some people think it's backwards.
oh, it is backwards on there. Sorry. Trace over it again with a different shape green.
So it looks silver, basically.
Does it look silver? Yeah. And then if you have glitter or something, glitter is super fun to put on everything. If you want, once it's dry, you can outline it with black. Outlining things always just gives it a crisper, cleaner look. I think I'm gonna just leave mine though, because I like how it looks. I love the just plain green on there. We've got Catherine over here.
Not really good.
She is working on her third leaf right now. Are you gonna put more colors in yours too?
Yeah.
You're gonna add more colors and make it lots of pretty colorful things. So I think we're gonna do some of the things we'll do this week. We'll do the Easter eggs with watercolors one of the weeks. So if you have watercolors,
Again?
mm-hmm. You can just do it on regular construction paper. If you have watercolor paper, I'll kind of do a demonstration. You can see the difference between watercolor paper and regular paper. It makes it a lot more fun with watercolor paper, but it can also be expensive. So don't go out and buy it for this, but just you'll be able to see. We're gonna do a mandala one of the days
Can I
with
teach how to do it?
painting. It can be done with any type of paint.
How do you do it with paint? I know how to do a mandala with
I can't
paint.
remember the other thing I was gonna do. I did send out an email this morning, and I put a link in there. We were going to do a mythological creature class this week, but I canceled it because of the social distancing that everyone's trying to do. But I decided if you want, I can make a kit for you if you're local, if you want to come pick up a kit. So we've got 3 things. There's ceramic disc. One is a unicorn. One is a fairy. This is the fairy. And then we've also got a dragon. I don't have the dragon out because I have it buried somewhere.
Oh, shoot.
But if you want to do something like that at home, I can make up a kit with the ceramic piece and the paints and the brush and everything. It would still be the $18, but if you buy 2, you get 10% off. So that's all in the email today, or I can post a link to it in the Facebook group too. So that's a fun thing you can do if you want to do that at home as well. And I'm hoping still to do the class. I just don't know when, because we're just going to wait and see what happens with all of the craziness right now. I hope you're all enjoying your time, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye.